So, Brennan.
What?
You were busy dragging him away after he got hit by the dragon's bolts, right?
Maybe.
You were standing in...
I wasn't knocked unconscious.
You and him were standing in this corner.
Sure, yeah.
This was him, this was you.
Yeah, he dragged me over there.
Yeah. So...
Should we be in that area now? Because we're still there.
As Brian loses consciousness, his eyes flutter in and out.
And you hear a song.
Spooky, scary skeletons.
Anyway, his eye patch begins to flicker.
Oh no.
And erupts into a purple flame.
Brian, you're on fire.
A massive
green flame.
Flaming purple iris appears where his eye should be in his eye socket.
Oh, it's Sauron.
And then a bright flash of light. And suddenly, nothing.
What?
As you awaken to a brightly lit room.
Wait, did he fall asleep?
Yes.
What?
You awaken to a brightly lit room with bookshelves climbing to a ceiling that is invisible to the naked eye, engulfed by clouds up in the sky.
So what? My spooky eye made him fall unconscious too?
It transported me somewhere. Did Brian's body move as well?
You both awaken into the same room, where you see a familiar figure, a dwarf, standing there, looking very confused, eyes aglow with the light of 100 suns.
Okay,
Kind of casually looking about at the bookshelves, wondering how the hell he got here. The last thing you remember is being engulfed in the mist of the portal, and waking up in this room. You've been here for quite some time.
Emran.
At least half a day.
Where did you go this whole time?
Oh, I've been...
As I drop Brian's unconscious body.
Well, you're not unconscious anymore. You're fully awake. As a matter of fact, restore yourselves to full hit points for this session.
Okay, how about that?
I get my slots back.
Do I get my spells? When I never used them in the first place.
Yep.
Do I get my fighter abilities back?
No.
No?
Regain your hit points.
Only HP. Wait, no, you don't get spells back.
Fine.
Apparently. Just hit points.
But just for this one session, relabel HP as SP for now.
Spirit points?
Spirit points. Really now.
So we're in a spirit world.
Does that mean I'm, like, all, like, my whole spirit is, like...
Spooky, scary.
Brian.
Solar.
We have SP now.
There was kind of a mishap in the portal, and you wound up here instead.
Do we have our equipment?
Whole body.
Yes, you do. Everything you remember carrying with you is with you right now.
Okay.
What about our godly enchanted stuff?
Still here.
As a lot there still.
You don't hear a response.
He didn't come with us.
Fear is absent as well.
Where did you bring me to?
I don't know. You brought me here, actually.
Did I? How do you know?
Because your face blew up in purple flame, and Sauron's eye appeared. And then we were here.
Whose?
The Lich's eye appeared, and then we were here.
So the Lich teleported us into this room.
That's what I'm going to guess.
Through me?
Yes. Through you. It's all your fault, Brian.
Why would he do that?
What does that mean?
I don't know. Because he doesn't want us finding his phylactery. That's probably why. We're in the library anyway, so go look at that binding of yours and see if his book is here.
I don't have the binding, I have the pages. But I can still try to seek it out. It was blue, right?
Yes, so what are you doing?
It would be a book
it was brown.
Okay.
It would be a book missing its
Are
binding.
you
That would
sure?
be a
I
thing.
thought you said it was blue in previous episodes.
You know, we'll go with blue.
Okay.
Blue is more...
Okay.
It'll be a book missing
I'm
its
going
binding.
to search the strange room for a...
No, it'll be a binding missing its book.
a binding missing the
We
rest
found
of
the
the book.
binding.
No, you found the inverse.
You found the book, not the binding.
Yeah.
Okay. Would that be investigation or perception to comb this room and see if I can find a misplaced and
That'll
lost
be investigation.
Yeah, you're kind of investigating.
Okay. Investigation of 21 to just move through this area and see if I can locate either tucked away or put as like a book itself the lost binding.
All the books in this room have an ochre orange tint to the bindings.
Okay.
As you pick one up, a strange phenomenon happens. You open the book, and you get flashes of your life.
What is this place?
On each of the pages, you see words that you can recall being said, or places you can recall having been.
If I look at the book that he looks at, would I see the same thing?
You see only text.
I think this book is enchanted. It's telling me things about my own life.
If I pick a random book, is it still about his life?
Yes.
All these books are about you, Brian.
Well, it's not my character name.
It's Nashir.
Nashir.
What's yours?
Oh, now you're asking what my character name is.
Because I forgot.
Exactly.
So,
Interesting.
Maybe we could look through, if this book is talking about your life, maybe we could find the point where you locate the Lich's book, his phylactery.
Well,
Give us a
if
tip.
these are books written about me,
Spoiler alerts, basically.
somebody wrote these books, but I don't think that has happened yet. Someone's been following me.
If someone's
in this
writing,
weird world.
if there's
It'd be
someone
some
or
god,
something
basically.
is writing books about him, surely there must be a book that's telling us what's happening now.
I guess that requires searching.
that does require searching.
Investigation. Are these books in chronological order? 19.
Yes, they are, as a matter of fact.
Alright, I'm going to follow it, see where it ends.
The bookcases appear to be organized yearly, the shelves monthly,
So this room in particular
and
is
the
books
volumes
about me.
weekly. The chapters daily.
So then we'll go the last book.
Sounds like a plan.
And either you die, or it's today.
If I'm dead, why would I be here?
In the book.
I don't think it would tell events happening in the future, unless this god or whatever being has happened to see into my own future.
It wouldn't be the craziest thing we've done.
You got a 14 for investigation.
Time is constant. It flows onward, and we move with it.
Jeremy, as you begin to descend towards the latest year in his life, it's a lot longer than it appears. You find a sword floating in the air, just sort of tapping
Did you alert us?
tapping of books.
Does this sword look familiar?
Does it look familiar?
That would be an insight.
Okay.
That would be a history check, actually.
Fantastic.
Because we're trying to recall if it looks familiar.
Yeah,
Yes, actually, then history.
Alright. Wait, but only he sees it. Has
only he
has
sees
he
it so
alerted
far.
us?
I think I did already.
Okay.
Did you?
Then we'll do that.
Did you
What'd
alert us?
What'd you get, Brennan?
22.
Would I have advantage on this since it's
He's rolled a 22.
you know, blink blink, wink
Yeah.
wink.
You know what? Actually, go right ahead.
Is it Evan's sword?
That's going to be history of 12 or 21.
Brennan's
A
still
crit.
rolled higher.
I rolled a crit though. I think that supersedes.
It's crit only supersedes if it ties.
Well, I'm pretty much on par with you anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Anyway, it is Evan's sword, but
Or
Evan is
Snickers.
strangely missing.
Snickers is his name.
Evan wasn't in that blast when we got
No.
brought over here.
He wasn't.
I don't know why his sword is here, though.
It's just floating, inscribing things on books.
Unless there's more than one of these swords.
Alright, I'm gonna peer into the sword, see if it's writing anything particular. Since it's his blade, writing something which is weird.
Does the sword have the gem?
Does it react to me?
It does.
Does it react to me leaning closer to see what it's writing?
No.
Okay. Can I see what it's writing? Or what it's currently written?
It's writing about the events that are happening right now.
Somewhere else, us looking at a book.
Yep.
It's talking about us looking at this book.
Huh.
And then you see it right down. It says, it's talking about us, talking about this book.
I guess we can't see your future then here.
Now, you're looking at now, sir.
So
What's
perhaps we
happening
can
now
find another
is-
room and see into any of your books,
Pasts.
then, so to speak.
Yeah.
It might help us. I mean, granted, what we're facing now
It won't tell us how to
pertains
get the...
to me. You know what? I'm going to look for the books pertaining my encounter with the Lich.
Maybe try to
You don't
remember
even
things
need
you
to do
forgot.
that. They're organized by chrono.
So I can take 10, if not 20 on that.
No, they're organized in chronological order. It's
Okay.
it's instinctive where to find it.
Alright, so I usher everyone toward that. See if I can dig up anything that I might have forgotten in my encounter with the Oogie Boogie Man.
You do find the corresponding volume, and Brian, if you would care so much to describe what happened.
Alright, so in the events, it details me and my fleet coming from the capital city to storm across to a citadel ruled by the Lich, who's taking part in a cult that tried to debase and defame Uber in any way possible. The cult itself was vanquished,
So the Lich is against Uber.
apparently. It's been a long time.
What does that mean for us?
A potential ally, the enemy of my enemy. And when I tried to strike down the Lich myself, he foiled me instead of killing me, saying that he had plans to stop Uber and that I was worth something in his eyes. His eyes were nice, of course, but I described the purple fire.
Uh-huh. But
Brian, would you kindly roll me a insight or just an intelligence?
I'll go with insight because it's a little better for me. That's 16 to insight, if you permit.
I'm sorry, perception.
Okay, that's even better. That's 19.
You smell fire.
We should get going. I smell fire in this room. Something's trying to destroy this very strange catalog of my memories.
do we see a fire?
If someone's trying to
No, but the room behind you, towards the beginning of what you can only presume is his life, start to fade into darkness.
The beginning? Quick, are you losing your memories?
I don't know.
Insight.
Still not bad, 13.
Yeah. You can't remember your parents' faces anymore.
I'm afraid so. We need to find a way to fight this. It's trying to eat my mind. Are we in my mind?
What kind
We
of,
might be. The Lich is eating your mind. So why is Jer in your mind? Or why is Emrin in your mind this whole time then?
I have no idea, but perhaps he can...
Roll religion check. Just for
perhaps
all
he
of you.
can quell it. Nope.
8.
Okay.
I still say my comment. Perhaps he can quell whatever is trying to attack my mind.
No, you don't hear it. Anyway,
Hold on.
he's
But I
here for
sense
a
it.
reason. Jared, put your phone down. Oh, okay. What you doing?
I'm just thinking.
Whoop. Oop. Let me just check my phone here.
I cast protection from evil and good on
Nishir.
Nashir.
All right. The burning stops, and the encroaching darkness ceases. You hear what can only be assumed as an exasperated growl in the darkness. Your memories do not return to you. However, your memory loss ceases.
Can you remove hexes? I believe this is a curse upon me. Lesser restoration or remove curse.
I did not take Lesser Restoration or Remove Curse.
Lesser
I could have.
restoration is a clerical ability.
I had the option to pick it up, actually.
I do
as
have
a wizard.
lesser restoration.
Alright, you can try that as a means of restoring.
I had an option during level up for that, actually.
Well, remove curse is something you can take.
I will
You can just hand wave.
I know what I picked.
That's fair.
I mean, I could do like protection from energy, and it's like the fire doesn't burn anymore.
Okay.
But then,
Remove Curse is a level 3 spell, which
Yeah.
I will need to take next time I have the chance to.
You are a cleric. I mean, you can just say that it is in your knowledge of available prayers.
Hand wave, go right ahead.
Given the circumstances.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, given the current circumstances and the fact that you've been absent the last couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Alright, in that case I'm gonna swap out, drop Speak with Dead and put in Remove Curse.
Okay.
Make it so.
Living engine of divine energy, right there. Well,
So you're using it. So you're using remove curse.
Yes.
Sadly enough, there's no effect. Whatever power is possessing him is far beyond your realm of experience.
well, doesn't it still grant a save of some sort?
removing curse would be like removing his magical eye.
Exactly, it would be like ripping something out of him. Brian, the player, knows what's going on here. Nashir, the character, does not.
Which would cause massive blood loss and probably kill him.
Probably. Now, how do we get out of your mind?
Hold on.
I don't know. I don't study these sort of weird effects. I'm a soldier, not an arcanist.
I am an arcanist, and I have no recollection of this ever happening to anyone.
That's because our lives have
With
been
my
mostly
wisdom.
uneventful, that's why.
With my wisdom, would I know whether or not lesser restoration would cure his amnesia?
Whatever this is that's brought you to this place is far beyond your ability to control.
Not even to restore the amnesia?
It would require a much more potent spell than that.
From one of the demons?
Greater restoration.
Likely. If they had their
Alright.
corporeal forms back. Well,
We have one.
Fear does, but she's not a healer. She's a soldier.
But the other one, we need to restore him to his form, I guess. Alright.
I'm not sure.
You have a
if
means of
Azeroth
getting
is
us out
going
of
to.
here. I don't belong here.
Azeroth isn't even here right now.
Okay.
It should be literally
You
a
can sense
paradox.
he can't even hear you.
This should be
Brian,
literally a
drink this.
paradox. The mere...
It's just whiskey.
No.
I don't even like whiskey.
Pour back in the bottle.
Give it to Brian.
You?
No, I'm not giving it to Brian.
No,
He'll
I've
die.
had enough.
You wanted more already.
I won't die. That's silly. It's your bottle anyway, so...
Why waste good whiskey?
Okay.
Okay. So, what were you doing, Jer?
Oh,
He was gonna do some sort of wisdom thing.
medicine, no. Survival, no. Insight.
Insight.
Hey, see if I can perceive what might be ailing him. Because this seems like a
Deep-rooted
yeah.
thing? Yeah.
That would be
Okay.
23.
With your insight, it comes to your mind that whatever is plaguing Nashir's soul lies deeper within whatever realm you exist in right now. If you're to remove such a deep-seated problem, you're going to have to go to the source.
Are
You
there
can probably
I
imagine.
think
paths in here or doorways to other
I think
sections?
to leave here now would be detrimental to Nashir.
What, do I stay with an impossible mind? This place shouldn't even exist. It's absurd. Minds are just things in your brain. They're not realms.
There.
And yet
Concepts.
something was eating at your memories.
Brian, I will allow you an insight or just a straight intelligence, depending on whichever will do you better here.
Insight would be more beneficial. Okay. That's going to be 21.
With your 21 to insight, it occurs to you that there exists the possibility that combined with the lich's magic and your own subconscious mind crying out for help in your unconscious state, brought your friends to somewhat of a self-projected world within your own mind.
So this world was created then. Mixed
It
with
could
the
possibly
dark
just be a
magic in
figment
my own.
of your own creation.
Perhaps I created it by accident in reaction to the magic of him.
And the possibility of your own death.
And something, of course,
Your own
worse happening.
unconsciousness. So in reality, you're probably still unconscious.
Probably.
But then we don't know where...
Whatever the case may be, there might be something that we have to root out.
We need help for it.
We don't know where Jer's physical body is. Still.
Or Dorf's physical body.
The dwarf's physical body, yeah.
As you look like, I have a name, you know.
Just refer to him as the dwarf.
The dwarf.
I choose not to take offense to it.
Okay.
And,
Brendan,
are
you
there
were
any...
mentioning something before? To look for something?
Are there paths or doors or sections here?
Yes. Between the bookshelves on the far side of the room, actually quite close to where Jeremy found the sword, which is still going about its duty, recording everything you're doing.
I can also cast, so I want to try to, somewhere along the library where it's the darkness trying to eat it, cast protection from good and evil as well.
I already did that for you.
On the library?
Yeah.
No. His casting of that protected you and the library. from what
Okay,
you
never
discerned.
mind.
In between the shelves where the sword is, which just seems to go on forever, there's a small gap between the bookshelves, presumably leading you more inward.
I presume you mentioned this to us.
Guys, this way. There might be other things down here. Who knows?
Alright, I guess we sneak through the gap.
It's all in your head.
So, this is Jeremy.
It's me making it happen. Somehow.
This
Possibly.
is Brennan.
This is weird dream state stuff. And then things go full David Lynch from there.
We shall delve deeper into the Pharaoh's mind.
Is there a yellow one? No, you have that.
It's funny because this guy is
Because they did it in the show.
No, because this guy's somewhat Middle Eastern descent inspired.
That's not what I was referencing, but whatever.
Okay.
Referencing Yu-Gi-Oh!
Anyway, passing through the passage, you come across a. So, you come across a fairly wide corridor.
Okay.
Who dares venture forth?
It would be only right for me to.
It's your mind.
You create what's in it.
Brian, what is your character's biggest fear?
Inadequacy.
A giant
You
penis
come
monster.
across what looks to be a
Not
trophy.
that kind of inadequacy.
A trophy room of sorts, with cases, glass, metal, shelves, all of which have trophies upon them. But they're not awards, as you would expect. Medals, things you might have been receiving from a lifetime of servitude to the king. No, rather, these are monuments to all your failures.
Dun, dun, dun.
Every time you've come up short, every time you failed to complete your task, every single time you disobeyed an order and regretted it later. Even the fall of the Capitol in a giant fresco painting across the ceiling.
Just try to look down. Just try to avoid it. Just try to say, no, it's my mind guilting me. I know what I've done. Just keep saying that
I
over
would
and
like
over.
a wisdom save from you.
Do we all see these things?
Yes, you do.
It's still not too bad. 11.
Go ahead and take 2 points SP damage.
Alright.
You curl into a ball and mope.
Not quite. No, stupid pencil. Uh-oh. It's broken. I got it.
I have pencils.
I have mechanical pencils. Just that if they want to work or not, it's the question. Alright. So I see them, it just sort of, everything glows green and my sanity meter goes down a little.
Every enemy you failed to kill.
Including a giant bronze statue of the Lich.
Embodied. Almost a shining example to your failures. Encrusted with jewels in the middle of the floor.
As I look down.
The Lich's face?
It stands there and follows you no matter where you go in the room, its gaze piercing into your very soul.
This is
He's taunting you.
It's in my mind.
He's taunting you terribly. Forget this. Let's
You
continue.
hear in the back of your head, not yours anymore.
I shout, "Why do you need me? We have a common enemy."
Who are you talking
A
to?
pawn. A pawn. A pawn.
Who are you talking to?
It tried to contact me.
Can I hear it?
No.
Nah. It's
Only
just in
he
his
can.
mind.
Yo, but you should probably be familiar with what it means in context.
Do I see this, whatever it is on the floor?
You see the statue to the Lich.
Yes. We see all his failures.
I have no idea. Jeremy feels like if he smashes the statue, it might ease his guilt. But does Emran think the same way? Let's throw it up
With his
to
wisdom score,
20 wisdom.
he's
score.
unsure.
I mean, you can roll for it, see,
Yeah.
just to shake that uncertainty, like try and make a decision. Is this a good idea?
Yeah, this is a decision.
Go for
This
it!
is decision making, really.
That'd be like a charisma roll if that's the case. Like, just psych yourself up to see what the hell's going on.
Well, it's more so wisdom, I guess, insight.
I guess,
It's
then go
discerning,
ahead.
is this a rational cause of action?
18.
You cannot discern whether this is rational or irrational, but Emran's inner instinct really wants to smash the statue.
And encourage me to join in.
Smash the statue. Go ahead.
No, I need your say so.
No,
He's the one thinking it.
Not the statue, not just yet.
So what do you do?
First, I'm going to see what happens if I tamper with one of the smaller things. Just to
I guess look around for
What do you
something.
pick up?
something.
trophy.
Failed marksman target, a minor enemy of the state.
How about something I know that you and I fought?
No, as much in that department.
Well, there's one thing you did fail to save. Fresco.
Oh, the general guy who fell through the green light.
You see just a moving sculpture
Traitor radar.
of an elven man throwing a weapon into the air, slowly falling into a pit of green flame.
There you go. That's how you
Green
can start.
flame.
Green flame.
Destroy that trophy.
I take my Warhammer of Searing Smite
Mm-hmm.
and just
The elven man slowly retracts his hand, and with a shocked face, the same one that you remember him making whilst falling into the pit, grabs your hammer before it can strike at him. Then slowly turns its eyes towards you.
I want to try to disarm him. I don't have a trick shot, but just using strength to just try to take it away from. Okay, that's 19 to try to just
Can
remove
you?
the arm. I run over toward the painting.
Isn't this
and
just a
like,
small statue anyways?
He relents and releases the hammer to you.
He gives me the hammer?
Well, he relents the hammer to whomever else.
Okay, so I take his hand away, and I guess let you finish your job.
But just after you remove the hammer from him, he reaches towards his back. Green flames sear around his hand, and a large rifle appears in it.
He's gonna
Aiming at him?
Aiming directly at your head.
Alright, dodge.
Hold on.
Dodge action.
Ooh.
That's disadvantage.
Okay.
It is a called shot.
Well, it's not a called shot. It's point blank at your head.
Dodge, though, so you still have disadvantage.
Well, this is more of a charisma thing anyway.
Still, I'm making an attempt
Roll
to...
a save against that.
Alright, getting ready to roll my d10, too. To brace
Roll
in
a
spirit
Christmas
mode.
save from headshot.
Oh, come on. 13. However, I can take 18 of it away, whatever it is.
Well, that's going to be rather hard.
He crit.
Alright. 13 to avoid it.
You
And
failed me. Your superior officer. And-
I will use my thaumaturgy.
Hmm?
then we must move past our failures. You are dead, but I honor you daily. I show that your might is not gone.
It's a cantrip.
You forget, your rifle is gone.
Oh,
It's in the glass case back in the hallway.
I forget this. I reach for it, like, oh no.
Oh. no.
It's a cantrip, and I believe. Let me see.
But I brace myself, even though it's a reaction to damage taken.
Using thaumaturgy, I make it so that my voice booms up to 3 times as loud as normal for 1 minute.
Do you still strike with the hammer?
No. Instead,
The hammer was blocked.
remind him that what happened to the commanding
4
officer.
damage.
With the minuses included?
Yep.
4 spirit damage. Okay.
What happened to our commanding officer was not your fault,
Alright. Hurrah.
and that you must press forward and shoot, I'm terrible with words.
Accept the consequences for what they are. Try to solve them later. Pointing at the statue. I've learned solving the consequences best. And I've learned not to let some of my old fears take hold of me, pointing at the fresco. As I sort of embrace through the hit and just take only a small smidgen of it.
As the statue raises its gun towards you, not shooting you, raises the butt of its rifle, brings it down upon your head, but clearly, in the statue's eyes, it does not wish to harm you. Only teach you this lesson. It comes down towards your head, and he relents slightly, dealing only minor damage, giving you a nasty bump on the head, but doesn't do nearly as much damage as he could have. To which it glances at you, briefly smiles, and then gets consumed by the green flames.
Does the fresco itself vanish?
The fresco begins to burn in one of the corners.
Frisco's the
The painting.
It's the painting on the ceiling of the fall of the Capitol.
right.
Are there any tapestries in this room?
Tapestries of his previous campaigns, yes.
Why don't we burn some
Mostly
of those?
military.
No, I'm not sure if burning those would be
Getting past them is what needs to be done. Attacking them will make things worse.
Maybe.
Perhaps we should escape first.
Is there another door in this room?
How would I know?
The only thing at the end of this room is the Lich statue, still gazing into your soul.
Is there anything behind the statue?
Alright.
What are you doing?
Can I try to?
Intimidation on the statue of the Lich, since there seems to be some sort of conduit for it.
Caster, using my still using my thaumaturgy.
Okay.
I tell
Boom my voice. That should help. Hey!
Cast your doubts aside and
there
keep
you go.
moving.
So you aid me. So I shout to it, "You are not me! We both fight Uber, but you, in the end, you are petty and weak in your need to manipulate others, not your own strengths, your own personal strengths. You rely on the powers of undeath to bolster you, not your own means in the end. You rely on corrupting and manipulating others. You will never be me. You are not me. Stand aside."
Not 20.
Really? Then what's his means of resisting? Because that's still 22.
His eyes begin to glow with a green tint instead of a purple tint this time.
Can I roll the system?
Now
by the
he's
way?
salty.
Or is that after the
No,
fight?
he's not salty. He looks upon you. You, foolish mortal being of flesh and bone, easily crushed below the foot of a tyrant god, knowing not that your entire existence has been preordained.
Your words are meaningless and hollow, equally hollow one.
Is that the statue or just in his head again?
It's a voice that booms from all around. Dealing, let's see, another sanity point of damage.
I'm going to take one of the tapestries and throw it over the statue. Cover his face.
That'll help. So the statue awakens.
The statue reaches up
The statue
and rips
seems-
the tapestry.
Hey, he got rid of
continuing
my
to
thing.
stare at you.
Then the tyrant god will crush you and me alike, you deserving it far more.
I continue to shout. Supporting words to him.
It did just destroy one of his
Does this count as an
failures.
assist?
What?
Does this count as an assist?
I
That
guess.
means advantage.
It did just
Okay,
destroy.
crit.
Ooh,
Crit.
even worse.
So I say, you are nothing. If I am a threat to the tyrant god, you are insignificant. I have heard things about you. He would destroy you first. In the end, it would be up to us to perhaps avenge your dust remnants as we take care of that which you seem to dislike as much, if not more, than we.
So what do you
Just
do?
trying to shout him down.
The statue does not relent, merely gazes it into your soul. Perception.
Alright.
All of you.
25. I would probably be the highest, I guess.
21.
21.
Okay. Upon the Lich's chest, you see a glowing aura. A crystal of some kind, emitting green flames coming outwards.
As I say, you won't admit it, but you are too scared and too weak to fight him. We are not. Thus,
Weak? You know not weakness.
do I?
Weakness to protect those are sworn to protect. Weakness as a failure to guard one's own kingdom. Weakness to fail to gather enough allies to save thyself. Weakness to not realize the truth.
Weakness is a failure to accept. I've come to accept. You are
Enough!
The Lich is sounding salty that our kingdom fell.
He pulls out a pistol from his hip. The
Lich.
The statue pulls a large pistol from its hip and points it directly at the eye that got shot out. It might have appeared to be a mere foot soldier. Roll me a wisdom save.
Wisdom save. Why all the wisdom saves? I thought you were going to cut down on the saving throws, bro. Oof.
What did he say? I may have appeared, or
For those that are
So I am shitting my pants right now.
for those
my
that are-
fingers
But it
picked
was
up.
I who pulled the trigger.
he rolled a 1.
yeah, he rolled a 1.
He pulls the trigger, and in your mind become the visions visions of the capital in flames,
Massive
burning,
sanity damage.
burning,
Probably.
burning. civilians crying, children running while their scalps are in flames. And as you're sitting behind that one fountain in the courtyard, you see a man, a human male, over 6 feet tall, eyes burning with a violet flame, pistol drawn, pointed right at your head. He then pulls the trigger.
I guess it makes sense to fail this
in a burst of blood.
Oh boy.
Is Lich supposed to be an enemy we fought at the capital or something?
No, he just possessed someone.
21 damage.
Oh, I can accept that.
And then the vision flashes. The camera, so would speak, jumps into the human male's eyes and travels beyond the capital gates, down over the mountain range, into the frosted north, and back into this very imperial palace, into the throne chamber, upon which it comes to rest upon the face of the Lich, sitting upon the throne, glowing purple orb in his right hand, with a smile brought across his face, and you see the words on his lips just utter out, "All according to plan."
But my question, why rely on others? You're powerful. You wanted to stop the mighty city of Uber itself, but you need to rely on others, not your strength. So I ask, how are you not weaker than us?
Lich is pretty damn strong, bro.
So he's able to shake off the words, because Lich is salty.
You know not the power you possess. You are merely a vessel set aside for me should something like this come to pass. Ooh. Probably worse than what you rolled, actually.
As you stumble on those words. Then we'll find a way to break it. If we can break Uber, you are of less consequence.
That would be true. Which is wouldn't exactly.
He just laughs, bursts into laughter, and screams, "You believe you possess the power to defy a god. You can barely defy a mere man."
Then what power do you have? If we will be crushed, so will you. Uber is the stars. You are dust from distant cosmos, long age.
Dust from the cosmos is still more compared to the dust of the earth. He stares upon your soul.
And you are scattered dust, spread to the winds and forgotten. At least we are but something, perhaps crushed, but perhaps remembered all the same. You are long gone.
I don't
you
think
are
this
beyond
is getting
gone.
us anywhere.
Just a shouting match.
Exactly.
Yes, Emran?
There was a jewel that was in the statue's chest.
What?
Okay, that's 19 plus intimidation. That's 24. Stand down. You either let us aid you by our terms, or you will fall beneath Uber like we will. Hopefully not.
I don't think this is the actual Lich.
No, it's not. He's just talking to us in his Brian's mind.
Well, the Lich is still speaking, so I don't know that. I think it's the Lich.
What do you wish to do, Emran?
There was a. You said there was
it's
a
the Lich
gem
speaking to
in
us.
the
But it's not physically him.
chest cavity,
Yes.
and it's spreading.
Glowing and spreading with each passing line that happens between him.
By the way, it's 24 intimidate just to get him to knock
Just
it
on
off.
the statue.
He appears to relent
Do you want to destroy the gem?
as the gem begins to grow, encompassing his entire torso area.
Does the Lich seem to dislike this statue Lich?
Doesn't seem to affect him at all, as a matter of fact.
Do you try to attack
You know
the
what? Protection from good and evil on the room.
I did that on you, actually.
Oh.
The room is within you.
Oh,
You are
so
under the
it's
protection
still
from it.
affected.
Yes.
You know, I'm going to try to check, just see my knowledge, what's happening. As I'm telling him to basically stand down and...
If I cast
No,
protection
no,
from
shut up.
energy on him,
Hey!
That's 19 on dice.
You up 19 on the dice to try to figure out what the hell's going on.
He's being consumed by a flame of a different color than the one that's of his own signature one.
It's working. He knows
Who do we
fear.
know uses green flames more so than...
Would I know that? Because, let's see, let's say Arcana. 21 to try to figure out if I can figure out not just what, but who.
Out of character knowledge, after the whole thing was Sigil, did any of you put any research into studying the dragons or no?
No.
Okay,
We don't know anything really about the dragons.
Never mind.
No one knows anything about the dragons.
Oh, no. There's the other dragon.
That dragon we just
Oh, wait,
dealt
that
with
dragon's
was
purple flames.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not green.
My question again rises. Will you join us on our terms, or will you be another obstacle on our way into stopping Uber himself? I guess you're going to continue using your thaumaturgy to bolster me.
Yeah.
Cool.
The statue begins to crack in its chest cavity.
Was there a gem or is it just
It's
flames?
a gem.
Hey!
It appears to be crystallizing.
This is persuasion of 22 instead of intimidation, becoming less threatening and more diplomatic. Not as an enemy, but as at least a temporary ally, and against the same foe we equally dislike.
I'm afraid I cannot do that.
Then do you wish to fall as an obstacle in our way? 22.
Obstacle or not, we have our own ways. I cannot do anything other than stand in your way. There are ways in the universe, and this must be one of them.
And ways can be changed, even you.
I'm afraid not. This has been preordained.
I believe not in fate, except one's ability to modify it. I have changed fate. He has changed fate, as has he. If you are stuck in your ways of fate, then you will fade, like the old ways eventually do.
Hold on, it's Paul.
Caesar.
Paul. Hey, Paul, what's up, dude?
Caesar.
No, it's not. Honestly, I'm having a hard time with the e-boot files. For some reason, it refuses to take the authentic Sony e-boot files anymore. I keep trying to boot them up, but for some reason, whatever firmware they installed on this one is rejecting it. I'm going to try one last thing next time I get access to a computer, but if it doesn't work, I have no clue what's going on. Yeah, I don't know why it's not taking the e-boot file, but I might have to do a downgrade to 1.5 and then an upgrade to the official firmware. But that's going to take some time because I got to look around for my old memory stick. I know I have it somewhere in one of my desk drawers, but it's around. So that's basically what's going on here. I'm just very confused by what they did with this one because it's not the same one I would install. It's something like CFO or something like that, but I would usually use like MWW or something like that. So, yeah, so it's just perplexing, just frustrating to be honest. Syrian boy. Anyway.
What was that about?
Oh, I'm trying to work on a PSP for Paul, and it's just very frustrating.
For
some reason, the person wants to get off of custom firmware and onto official firmware. I don't know why.
Continue. It says, surely you're strong enough to break free of fate. You are stronger than Uber. Show me by breaking free of his plans. His plans for you in the long run. To become free of manipulating others, to be strong in your own strengths. Join us as an ally. Show Uber that you are capable of truly striking him with fear. I guess one more attempt to... Okay. Again, thank you, Jer. 21 persuasion. Thank you for the advantage, because otherwise I would have got a 7.
Sounds great, huh?
Even if I wished to aid you in your quest, I'm afraid I cannot.
Then stand down and perhaps help away from us.
Or on out, disappear. That worked too.
You seem to be a bit more noble since the last we crossed paths.
I was a slave to Uber then, not of my own will.
Then so be it.
Isn't
Face
Azeroth
me-
and Fear like against the Lich as well? And they're not exactly fans of Uber.
I'm trying to diplomacy here.
Face me as I once was, not if you are to convince me as I am.
Alright, what happens if he says
The
that?
statue bursts into green flames, and a small passageway is revealed behind it.
I didn't expect that to happen.
I didn't know I had that in me.
Did all the apparitions of inadequacy go away?
It becomes a stark gray room.
Everything blew up.
Yeah. Perhaps I can help all of you if we have the chance to go into your minds. I chuckled just sort of
I'm not
in
sure
a
we'll
sense
be so
of gallows humor.
Easing the tension.
Yup, gallows humor. Exactly. I was like,
Another time, perhaps.
I lead everyone forward.
So we walked forward.
You know what? First, since we're not in the witch's domain, cure wounds on my sort of ethereal self.
I mean, you've been taking a lot of mind damage.
I go up 10. 10 mind damage I go up. Or 10 mental points.
As you step into the small corridor between this and the next room, a staircase appears before you, and an image on the
Would have 3 slots.
on the wall appears.
What image?
It is of a young boy.
Can I discern it?
No.
I guess,
Brennan, put that aside
we're in
somewhere.
the staircase from Bowser's Castle in Mario 64, where it turns into Bowser. Yup.
Oh, hey, is that you when you were a kid? Brian?
I would recognize it. Well, Nashir.
It's not you.
Nope, it's someone else. I guess we must continue forward. It beckons us, after all.
Anyone?
Perhaps
maybe
the
it's
final
just the lich.
showdown.
Anyone we would know?
Probably the Lich as a kid then.
As you take steps forward, with each step you see that the child also takes a step, descending downward in a spiral pattern.
So the stairs are going down.
Yep.
So the child ages into adult, then becomes an undead monster. Okay.
No, as a matter of fact, the child advances in age very slowly, and meets a human boy. And befriends him. The first child's parents come along to drag him away, and the second boy rises and begins to walk as well, eventually maturing into a man, carrying a tome and a sphere, and his skin eventually becomes coiled in gray. Eyes begin to glow with a purple haze to it. He then walks upon a young man, beaten on the ground, a blood spewing from his face. The man with purple in his eyes has no mercy, reaches down and pulls from the young man's face an eyeball from his face. He then continues walking onwards, being sure to kick the second young man on the way out. The purple-eyed man covers his face, and the purple haze disappears. Walks forward into a large populated city. Millions of people following in his wake, as he talks with what appear to be leaders.
The images from the stairs?
And then, alone, sits upon the throne, lifts his orb into the air, Then the image peers into the orb and into a man holding a pistol to your eye.
Basically, it was the life of the Lich.
Are you having a hard time discerning this? Is Nashir having a hard time grasping what's going on?
No, he figures it out quickly.
Would you care to share it with the rest of the party?
He took power from someone else in order to empower himself. Perhaps out of once friendship, now hatred. I can only assume this other being is Uber. Or perhaps another being. And he wants to use either me or someone else against them through his own means. He's set in his ways.
Without any surefire way of knowing who that other person was, we can't make these.
We have heard descriptions of child god and young angry gods, and we saw the image of a young and angry person with their eye removed. I have a feeling, I point to the spooky
Well, that person
eye.
was on the ground.
I have a feeling that said eye, and pointing to the gun further in the stairs, it was given to me as a means of keeping it away. Our captain has the other one. So a three-eyed god
Basically,
has only one.
sword is what he's referring to.
Yeah. I still don't understand all his motives, but I understand a little bit more. That he took the eye away from Uber and hid it with me.
So you're one of the eyes?
I guess so.
For the most part, yes, you are correct.
Oh, pause.
Pausing.
Okay.
And it's back up.
Take that as a promise then. We'll go ourselves.
Okay.
Anyway. Mainly I just want to see what the hype over this stupid bird is anyway.
It's weird. It's a meme.
It's one of those things like a kiwi that by all rights shouldn't exist biologically.
It's a kiwi, except the brain is at the opposite side of its skull. It's literally at the bottom end, because its eyes are so big. It's a freak of nature.
Anyhow.
Yeah.
Speaking of freaks of nature, you've discovered the origins of the second eye of Uber, currently present in your friend's skull.
Yep.
So the Lich gave you the second eye of Uber for some reason.
And it sounds like killing the Lich is a rite of passage of sorts.
I don't know. All I know is he wanted me originally because he figured what ultimate revenge than to use a minion of Uber against him.
It's like you.
I am no minion of Uber.
That also means we have all of Uber's missing eyes, because he has 3. He only has 1 in his own. Nope.
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 I say,
Can I
hear
roll
me,
insight?
I am no servant of Uber. And likewise, none of you. I come as an ally.
Insight from you, not you.
Not you.
Nope.
Jer.
Continuing the shouting towards the witch.
This would be the sort of thing,
Natural 19.
that somebody directly involved with it wouldn't be able to see. Only an outside eye would be able to see this. Where better to hide something from your greatest enemy than amongst one of his most devout followers without him even knowing?
Even though I'm no longer devout. How about that? It's
I
You
think
couldn't
that-
have anticipated that.
I think that was the plan all along.
And his
Eventually
plan
for you
went
to
wrong.
come to him.
Or maybe his plan went right, but nonetheless. Hear me, I am no servant of Uber. Our allegiances are perhaps more similar than either of us could hope.
Lich ain't helping us, man.
Is
Forget
he- I don't think he's here anymore.
Then may he stand out of our way. I guess I continue forward.
Towards the end of the staircase, right after you see, basically the camera zooms into your eye.
Ah, eye horror.
Another chamber opens up. Small foyer into an elegantly designed mansion room.
Oh. The
It
foyer into the witch's
It looks
castle.
exactly like the throne room back in the Imperial Palace.
Except this time the door is open.
Yep.
And the Lich is there?
No. Standing before you is a human male.
The king?
Sitting upon
No,
the throne.
him as a human.
Looking through a black tome in his hand, surrounded by some devout followers. He speaks to them in a kind tone, in things of magic and wisdom, and how magic can improve our lives, possibly even one day prevent us from dying altogether.
Is this another one of Brian's memories?
No.
No, this is the Witch's Palace. You recognize... you've seen the throne room. You know what it looks like. Yeah. This is literally his throne room.
He holds his book in his hand.
I guess as we approach...
But the thing is, we're in your mind at the moment.
Or maybe we're no longer in my mind.
Dun dun dun.
We've crossed over. Does he take notice to us just slowly emerging into the hall?
He stands up slowly, folds the book down and places it on his chair. Welcome, friends. What can I do for you?
We wish to speak with you on some important matters.
Please. I don't have any chairs to offer you.
We don't need them.
That's fine. We can stand.
We've journeyed far and journeyed long. Your audience is all we require.
You have it.
We have an issue with a certain divine tyrannical power, so to speak.
Shh. Speak not his name. For these are walls of learning, not walls of ignorance.
And we've seen much, and we've learned much. We could tell you much. Tell you of the future.
Indeed. You look a little worse for wear. Jared, wake up. Brett, are you brewing coffee?
No.
You should brew some coffee.
Alright. I could use some, actually. Decaf, if you have any.
Just regular.
I don't have decaf.
Okay,
why would I have decaf?
I'll take a spot of regular. Not too much, because I don't want to be up all night. I'm not that tired.
It's only 8:20, Jared.
I'm just a wee bit tipsy.
Sleeping now will just completely destroy whatever sleep cycle you have
go
left.
and set the kettle.
I have a sleep cycle?
Well,
I don't use
it wouldn't destroy sleep. Continuing succession of various patterns of sleep, that would alter your schedule significantly. Anyway, hey Brendan, how do you pause? Press space.
And we're back.
Yes.
All right. So descending down the stairways, you find yourself in the court.
We're in the court with this guy. We're speaking. He's nervous that we brought up a divine terror.
Mm-hmm.
What is your name, good sir?
Malik.
Malik. Does this ring any bells, Brian?
Ding ding. Let's try. Probably not. That's history of 8.
No. His name does not ring a bell for you.
But yes.
Does it ring a bell for me? Maximum.
You're the mage.
24.
Malik is an odd character in history, known as a excommunicate of the Church of Uber, yet still widely respected in magic circles for his proposals in terms of magic theory. As a matter of fact, most of the arcane technology that was being used in both Thristeria and Valeria were either designed in part or inspired by design. It's by him. Basically an arcane Leonardo da Vinci.
How long ago was this guy alive or around for?
About 500 years ago.
Alright, so I explained this to the other two compatriots here.
Do you do it overtly?
Yes.
Basically imply that this is 500 years ago. How does he respond to that?
Well, not
unsurprised.
Not in his face or anything.
Alright, what do you hear us? Or are you trying to conceal it? If so, stealth check.
Or do I have
You're not the DM though.
Well, I guess deception. What would you say, Mr. DM, since you're the DM?
I would say stealth to keep it secret.
Right, I don't have message or anything. For some reason.
Always take message. You're a spy. Why wouldn't you have message?
He was a clerk, effectively.
Yeah, his whole career is a lie.
Yeah,
how was it supposed to be?
Congratulations, you guys are the C team.
No, we're the E team, not even.
Alright, 16.
We're just like
16?
the A team theme in G major.
He just kind of stares at you wide-eyed with an almost childlike innocence of things. His followers are completely baffled by what you just said.
They didn't hear me. I rolled well enough.
Well, I guess the followers didn't hear you, but
they look at him in confusion.
I suppose this type of magic would exist somewhere in the universe. I didn't expect you to show up on my front door, though. What makes me so special?
We were sent here by your future self.
Ooh, I hope my future self is at least a pleasant person.
You wish that, but that's not true.
Do you wish to tell him what his future is? Because right now
your future self took out one of my eyes and replaced it with lifting up the eye patch. This, in an effort to try to control me and millions of others under his reign.
Just tell him he becomes a lich.
Wait, is this the same guy as the...
Yeah.
As the
This
Lich?
is the Lich.
Okay.
Before everything happens.
Feeling the only way
I
to...
can't possibly imagine what would cause me to do that.
Fear. Fear of Uber driving you to extreme ends.
Don't mention that name!
Okay, him. Fear of him.
Around the chamber, when you mention that name, as his emotions flare, the torch lighting inside the room changes from ambient orange to a bright green flame.
I apologize, my liege.
He who must not be named.
Don't call me my liege. I am not a noble. I am a mere scholar.
My apologies.
Here's a out of character question. Do we know what color Uber normally designates himself with? Does he use a lot of green flames?
We would know. We probably would know, especially him.
Uber identifies himself with orange flames. Just regular old flames.
All right.
Okay.
What? Does he distinguish
the Lich-
himself otherwise?
Because the Lich uses primarily purple, so
Like,
don't know where this green is coming
doesn't
from.
have to be flames, but he does distinguish.
Still a shade of red.
Somehow.
Or a form of red.
Green is not a form of red.
Or wait, no. Purple. Purple and orange.
Purple and orange are far apart from each other,
No,
actually.
they're still red. Red and yellow, red and blue. There you go.
This is like trying to read the meaning behind lightsaber colors. We'll take all day.
I can read the color 9.
Anyway. I just used my thaumaturgy.
And FYI,
Anyway.
red and purple are on the opposite side of the spectrum.
No, they're not.
No, yes, they are.
Yes, they are. One's a warm color, another one's a cool color,
Oh,
Brian.
yeah.
We were talking about light color, not the color wheel.
Okay. I took color theory class, man.
Apparently you didn't.
Apparently
you would
it
know
went
that.
Gone.
No, I had whiskey. That's why it's not working.
Whiskey Bonnie. Anyway.
We digress. Purple and green are the opposites, you fool.
No, green is smack dab in the middle.
Are we really still on this?
No, we're not. We're
Get
moving on.
on with it!
Alright.
Get on with it!
Alright. But you were saying you interrupt as I try to apologize for my ignorance.
I'm sorry, I've always had a bit of a temper. I don't take traitorous words very lightly.
Traitorous, you say?
Those words I consider personal heresy.
Then we're in the same group then.
We have similar goals.
Perhaps.
But your future self, he sent us back in hopes of perhaps changing his mind, because he said himself, I can't be changed now, but perhaps then I can be changed.
What he said to us was, face me as I once was and not as I am now. That's what he said.
You know what? I have some minor ability of illusion, so I'm going to try to just conjure an image. Do you dare see what would befall you, lest you succumb to fear and hatred?
I fear not the truth.
Alright, I'm going to conjure an image as basically last time I saw him.
You have been warned.
And I conjure the image of the Lich.
Like make him all spooky like in this everything.
No, I'm just gonna make it as truthful as possible. An image of him just sitting
No,
on
like
his...
the Lich is scary though, right?
Well, yeah, he is. He doesn't need any like bats and lightning around him. That's silly. Just as he is, just conjuring up foul powers, sitting on his throne, like amassing legions of purple flame people, shooting my eye out. Basically, recounting that through like form of imagery to him.
He sits down and begins to meditate for a brief period. This is a lot to take in. I did not imagine myself straying so far from the path.
Perhaps we can help.
It is not too late.
No. If my theories are correct, things must progress the way they have, or else I could risk destroying the entire world.
Paradox.
Is it really worth it for me to put the entire world at risk just because I do not wish to become something evil?
The world is already in peril. I can't show you the images of what has happened to the world, but I assure you, things risk getting worse nonetheless. Would you risk all for a brighter future? One where you are not tainted as the world, perhaps less so itself?
This whole thing is like a Back to the Future scenario.
Oh, not even. It's a Doctor Who episode. When did I become the Doctor? My question is, will it be risk at all, or perhaps not only change your fate for the better, but the entire world, for the world to see you as a noble being, leading them into a better age, rather than someone willing to use petty tactics to control the world for their ends, being nonetheless like... I stop, before saying
Him.
Him.
He's going to require some convincing.
Persuasion check.
You're asking him to betray everything he knows. Because you do understand that who doesn't exactly follow our rules of time. Should something in your future change, he would notice.
He's noticed us already. I again point to the eye. He's noticed him. He was a devout. He smit him, and he came back serving another force, some sort of elemental force as it may be. He is...
Are you guys going to want your coffee straight up or with milk?
Milk.
Milk, straight up.
Milk.
Any sugar?
Do you want sugar?
Not for me.
Yeah.
I'll missed it with whiskey.
No, you put Bailey's in coffee.
Isn't that an actual thing?
No,
Yeah,
Bailey's
it's
is coffee.
It's whiskey and Bailey's.
Okay.
That's what an Irish coffee is. But he would take notice of something on that large of a scale. He'd be altering the course of history for effectively the entire world. And
Wisdom.
That, my friend.
Okay, who wanted the first
might
one
not
straight
even
up?
be in your skull anymore.
Julian, you want it straight up?
Please.
Perhaps
Can I do-
that's
can
for
I
the
do
better.
Brian, you
check.
wanted milk?
Sure.
For what?
For like just thinking about how this could all happen.
Then perhaps events can happen similarly, but with different motivations. Not for you to try to amass an army against him, but join in an effort in a more out of character Brian's thinking of words. Don't mind me.
8 plus 5.
In a
18 plus
more
18 plus 5? Okay, so 22?
in a more, I guess, what's the term? I'm thinking of words. Out of character Brian can't think of words because has whiskey in his brain instead of actual brain juice.
That's your fault.
Yeah.
Well, with a high enough roll of yours, your brain starts to unravel the series of events that have taken course.
From what limited I know about.
Had the Lich not taken power, had he not been ambushed at the Citadel by Brian's former unit, decimated by the Lich's power, had he not existed, Brian would never have been promoted to the we'll just call it the Royal Guard for now, the Imperial Legion, I guess. Which means he never would have met any of you. Also, This means that the Lich would never have existed. Which means he wouldn't have been there to control the armies to invade Thristeria. Which means Baleria would no longer be as powerful as it is now.
So perhaps history does have to happen in a similar vein, but can it not be different? Can your motivations not be different? Not be tainted by hate?
Time is a very
This
physical
one
thing.
does not have
Yes.
sugar.
Okay.
Watch it's hot. Put
It's
it
gonna be a
down.
little cooler for
Yep.
you two because I put milk in it.
But
So if time must happen the way it has to, perhaps things can be slightly different. We encounter you in the future not motivated by hate and bloodlust, but by passion to see things right, as we do. As you are now. So perhaps we speak to you in the future, not as an enemy, but as a potential friend, as you are, again, now.
We have a common and we have common interests and common goals. To be fighting each other over, against something we both agree on.
So perhaps
Malik stands up and gazes out the bay door windows, the bay windows, on overlooking a terrace. You know, I have been theorizing that even after death, one could maintain some semblance of someone's memories. With the right spell and the right ritual, one could ingrain not just a memory but an instinct. Say, the face of a loved one, the ideals one had when they were young, even the memories of a friend. It is all possible that in the next 500 or so years that you claim this happens in.
Microphone.
It is possible that in the next 500 years or so, that I will discover a way to perfect this.
Yeah, I'm back.
No Frangelico.
Oh.
No Frangelico.
You sure, Jared? It's booze.
No, that's not what I was aiming for.
But I cannot guarantee that it will be 100% perfect. You may have to convince my future self that you are who you claim to be. For
A token?
This is your memories.
A token,
right,
perhaps?
that's a lot of Frangelicos. And why are you drinking out of a measuring cup?
It's bigger than a mug.
Well,
I
then-
use this for like hot chocolate, basically.
Okay. Anyway, digressing. Well, we've spoken to him already, and that's why we're here currently.
That was your mind.
Plus, just
Good thing.
hazelnut. So hazelnut and coffee is
I
fine.
I
take
have
it.
a little
I take
Frangelico,
it aside and
please?
whisper to you. This all happened in your mind. Remember.
He's communicating through me, so not exactly.
Just keep
Damn,
your
dude,
mind.
uses a lot of this.
Just keep.
We've
mind.
had this forever, man.
I know. This is like one of the first things I bought.
Yar.
No more for you.
Anyway,
Everything else is gone, FYI.
Yep.
That giant bottle of vodka. Old
Sometimes
Cola.
the-
Nope, it's out.
sometimes the smallest of tokens can have an effect on the mind.
What would you suggest?
I might actually put even
That
more
if
here.
things were to happen similarly.
No, we're talking about like a token to jog
Something
his memory.
physical.
Wait, what would you do to jog his memory of the future? Inadvertently, that's paradoxical. Oh, of the future.
We're not in his
It would have to be something. You know what?
Like, so, what do you have on your person right now?
Everything I've had here. The only thing I could think of is, of course, the cursed eye.
No, that's too obvious.
We don't have anything from this guy's past.
We'd have nothing to
Can
give
I
him.
A
contact
saying?
Azeloth now that we've switched minds?
He'd be imprisoned at this point, probably.
I want you to roll me a collective insight for recollection.
I mean, that'd be most of history, but okay.
19. No. That's not
15.
19.
Insight 17.
21.
history would be higher.
With your collective minds pondering what you could possibly give him to remind him of something. You don't have something that he will possess in the future, but you do have in your possession a part of something that he will make use of in the future.
The map.
No.
His humanity.
No. I got 21.
Does this pistol ring a bell to you?
It's not a weapon. As a matter of fact, it's the opposite of a weapon. It's an instrument of learning.
The book.
I figure the map would follow that description.
That would be unharmful to history.
The book would be...
Because in this book, the king cites Malik as one of his inspirations.
Perhaps he needs to remember.
He just looks
We don't have the king's ring or anything anymore.
It was buried.
Exactly.
We'll have to go back. We'll eventually have to go back for that, by the way.
at some point.
We're far, far away, man.
Then perhaps we should take this to him.
By the way, Jerry, you weren't around, but we,
Unless you're willing to
transferred
accept.
through a portal to
is
another
you.
continent, basically.
Yeah, I think I was there for that.
Right. You were there when you went through the portal, not when you came out. They came out.
Yeah.
And that's when I disappeared.
Which was very far,
Right.
far away from where we were normally.
So what you say is if we go alter things too much, we could erase history itself. It's safer with just, I point to the book, just that in the now.
He looks it over. Oh, these are brilliant. A lot of these things I theorized myself, but I haven't dare release them in papers or anything. This will work. I will remember the title of this book.
A future king liked you. That's basically how it went.
If that's the case, I will attempt to remember this book and yourselves.
I bow.
I bow too. Then let us meet next time as friends. What's that?
The whole ground begins to shake, and then a voice booms out. You dare attempt to change things as they are?
Does
Uber.
Malik hear this?
This is a deep voice, a
The Lich.
loud voice.
We are in the Lich's mind, FYI, don't forget.
Probably.
You are pretty much like the descendant of this lich at this point.
Or adversary, more like it.
Like if the lich dies, then he's the next in line.
I'm gonna say, if it betters not just us but you, then why do you fear change?
Do I notice
A
this?
flame appears in midair.
I got my warhammer ready.
I signal you to put it away for now.
And a burst of purple flame engulfs the room. Consuming.
Oh, is
You assume that your message has reached old Malik, but him and his followers, at least in your own mind's subconscious, are consumed by the purple flames, turning to nothing but ash in the wind.
does this guy have a lich? Like, does this guy's name change between human?
He's lich now.
Like, does he still call himself Malik?
You can ask. You can address his name.
You can address him by Malik.
Yeah.
So you say his name. Continue.
We have.
Why so petty, Malik?
That's not helpful.
Yeah. You go ahead and say that. That's not me talking.
I am not Malik. Malik may belong to you, but he belongs to me. Another burst of flames comes out of the spark.
He doesn't belong to you. He is you. You're just repressing him. You're afraid of your old self.
You know not the true nature of the world.
We have seen enough.
I'm going to require a dexterity save from all of you.
Oh boy, good thing I healed myself.
Good thing I raised dexterity.
21.
Damn it.
What'd you roll?
Doesn't help when I roll low.
I can heal you.
I didn't roll a 1.
I can heal you.
Low.
I think I saw 4.
I can heal you. Don't forget that.
I didn't do much better either.
So
Well,
I guess
this
it's
is
up
going
to
to
me.
be ironic.
Yeah. I have 2 healing, 2 spell slots left.
What'd you roll?
21.
Yeah, well.
So go ahead and take 17 fire, necrotic, and radiant damage.
Don't I have resistance to necrotic? And that
Yes, you do.
that affects all
You
damage
take
type.
half.
Oh. Wouldn't it be a quarter then? Since
Yep.
damage resistance? So that's a total of what?
Do I have any?
Well, you divide it in half, and then you divide it in half again.
So 17 divided by 2 is 8.
4.
So I take 4 damage.
17 spirit damage.
Alright, spirit damage.
And then an image begins to coalesce from the flames. You know not
17?
the true master at work here.
My question for you. If you feel you're so masterful and so strong, why do you feel the need to hurt my friends? They have not wronged you. And I seek to repent for my sins.
And I seek dominion over all things.
What do you call yourself then, Lich? What's your name?
Your new name.
You hear a chuckle as he chuckles. The flame pulsates with each bellow outward. You still don't understand.
That's
The
not answering the
Lich
question.
is a mere plaything, a pawn.
You know,
He is below me on every conceivable level.
that's kind of avoiding the question.
So then, it's not the
So
Lich.
then-
That's
You've
Uncross.
already seen me for what I am.
Then what are you?
And that if your friend stands in great peril, the one who you find missing.
That's Evan's character, by the way. No, that could be Andrew's too.
I just say, the dragon, this whole time, are you the one in charge?
In charge, no. But I am the one in control now.
The dragon was the one, like,
All of a
chained
sudden,
down
you
here.
find yourselves cut off. The room becomes a simple square dungeon. Skeletons strewn about, and takes upon the form of the room that Evan entered in the other space. Mm-hmm. The flame begins to take corporeal form, as you see mists of black and purple emerge from the flame, and stands before you as a massive beast, its wings now fully intact.
In his mind, he didn't lose his wings.
So we've been teleported out of the mine,
So
then.
is this a red dragon?
No, in reality, his wings are missing.
Is
What?
this a red dragon?
It's a red shadow dragon.
Alright. So my question.
So he's very purpley.
You are equally angry. We've witnessed one of your kind and what he's done to them. We understand more than you give us credit for. Uh-oh.
Well, the other one of his
Wait.
kind we dealt with was very different and mindless.
Begins to cough.
The other one we faced had, like, his
Yeah,
mind.
no,
completely
lobotomized. So we too understand
I,
his
the
wrath.
last of my kind, see this world for what it truly is. You don't know the extent to which the tyrant god will go towards in order to maintain his power.
Then can we not change it? Not just as enemies, but
We already freed one
Allies.
of the gods he entrapped.
Of what use are they to you? Gods of chaos? Gods of love? Gods of death? What use are they of to you when your enemies are immortal?
they kind of stalemate each other.
Then
How?
All right.
Keep themselves preoccupied instead of fighting us.
That's not a good. So what you say is, why bother try at all, just to dwell in this miserable state? Then why not at that rate go forth your beliefs? Stand up against them anyway.
I will bring this world under my dominion. Then we will sail upon Uber's fortress in the sky and crush him with mere numbers.
How do you think that will work and not fail like the other attempts?
Oh, you lost all the other dragons.
You sound so sure of yourself.
Numbers.
Have the other dragons not tried similar things? You are but a lone one. Why not assemble others through solidarity rather than force? How are you not better than Uber himself?
Remember how
if
he
you
said
use
he was
force
the
and
last
tyranny?
I respected a mortal like you in the past, only to have myself stabbed in the back and my wings removed.
That's a.
He's talking
Then
about the
look
lich
into
problem.
all of us and see, would we have reason to do such if we have common ground? Gaze into all that we know. He's trying to gaze into all of us?
He doesn't realize it. I will permit a persuasion if you wish.
Alright. You gonna try to help me out here?
I'm not good with it. In this particular
My
instance,
persuasion's not great.
My wisdom does not take form in words.
Oh boy. Okay, I guess it's up to me to try to sway him this time. Otherwise, more rounds of social combat. That's what this is. Oh, you Pen, you tripped my dice. My words are not enough this
You're
round.
in your own mind. I will permit you an advantage roll.
All right. Hey,
There you go.
23. Pencil, you're leaving this area because you tripped my dice.
Your timeout room.
Yep.
So what do you say?
Brunch, as I have said, that why act like the dragons in the past? Why not be better? Be a champion of all. Show that you are the hero this world needs to stop a tyrant like Uber rather than be a tyrant like him.
Those that do not learn from history are doomed to repeat it.
As you say, just bolstering my words. Be the hero this world needs rather than another tyrant to bring it misery like the tyrant god himself.
From after you hear Emmer's
already gave up.
words resonate throughout the chamber, you hear his words echo, and you hear a response.
I bet my words gave like +5 to the head.
Yeah.
And yet those who do study history are doomed to sit back and watch whilst others repeat it. But after all, you and I know this quite well, don't you, Miss Raleigh?
Was that the name of
It's
the dragon?
Azeroth.
Yep. That was the demon Azeroth talking to the dragon. Apparently Mithril is its name.
Sorry it took so long. I was kind of lost in this guy's really messed up subconscious.
Perhaps you can heal some of the damage, pointing toward the library where it once was.
Maybe once we're out of here, I can restore it.
I give you.
You don't really see anyone else stepping forward.
So Azeroth, has the Lich left Brian's mind and now it's just the dragon?
Or maybe it's the
The
dragon all
Lich
along.
is still present in the eye, but I believe it's been contained for now. But however, this dragon is far more potent than this Lich.
Then how did the Lich capture this guy?
He didn't.
Oh, really now?
You think a creature like Nisrali would come down here for anything other than his own protection underneath an imperial palace rigged with traps that will vaporize the average mortal?
Well, his wings were removed.
Millennia ago!
Hmm.
The dragon is like dead silent at this point.
Given a lot to think about, huh?
Then
So
is
I
the
can
Lich
only
even
guess-
aware of this dragon?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. As a matter of fact, he's been under the control of this guy for quite a while.
Plot twist!
The dragon's using the Lich? What?
Who's he?
This guy's over 10,000 years old!
Oh,
The Lich is a mere 1,000! Who do you think would wind up in control here?
So this Malik
You know,
guy
some-
was
you know,
already
sometime-
500 years old
You know, sometimes
before he turned to a Lich?
Remember,
So
he was
Malik
researching
is
how
a
to
pawn.
extend life.
Huh.
All this time, my target was a pawn. I just say to the dragon,
You thought you were going after the king. But you were actually going after the rook.
so I guess that's Azeroth speaking to me there.
But yeah, kind of had to dig himself a hole and then build a palace around it. Isn't that right, Mr. Dragon? Because, you know, flying's kind of hard now for you now.
oh burn.
But on the other hand, he shouldn't have betrayed us in the first place.
Which way do that?
During...
I say this under my breath. I don't actually.
Well, Azeroth wasn't betrayed. He was just, like, defeated by Uber and imprisoned.
You see a second figure appear behind you in the chamber. White-skinned, with several wings, several sets of wings down his back. 6 of them, to be precise.
Is that someone we know?
White skin and glowing white eyes.
Probably Azeroth.
How do you know? What are you, glowing being?
Oh, that's right. You've never actually seen my true corporeal form before. I haven't.
We've seen a form.
Well, Fear looks very
A
different
form
from you.
that was carved and sculpted to look like something that would scare away the average mortal when discovered.
You look
What
like
you
a
see
seraph.
before me is what I was born to be.
Which is.
Pleasure to meet you.
Why is he still speaking like that? He's not carved up in this form.
It's when you have a lisp like that for so long, it's kind of hard to get rid of
That's
it.
just how he actually speaks.
Oh.
Lesser restoration.
You cast this.
I rolled a character trait of his, and speech impediment came up. So this is how he speaks.
Okay, continue.
Azeroth, retainer to Her Highness Goddess of Life. A pleasure to make your acquaintance again.
Likewise.
And I happen to have been the one who took his wings away.
You. I turned toward him and then the dragon.
Isn't that right, Miss Raleigh? He says with a smug look on his face.
Weren't you two
The dragon
allies?
relents. What?
Why betray each other?
His methods of overthrowing Uber proved to be extreme, and the losses also quite extreme.
So he tried again with less opposition. I turned toward
But
the dragon.
eventually, he was also betrayed by his human allies, who became subservient to Uber in the long run. Then he comes limping back to the home base, tail literally between his legs. His tail was dangling off his spine, but it was, between his legs. It was quite graphic.
To start over, I look at him again and begin a new plan. Is this correct? Facing the dragon.
He says nothing.
Why does he work for Uber now then?
He doesn't. He's
Against
The
him.
dragon.
he's trying to gather his own army to try again.
Oh, then he has no reason to go against us.
Now, Miss Raleigh, you know as well as anyone else that your plan will never work. It didn't work the first time, and it won't work this time. All you've done, literally all you've done, is destabilize the world by taking out its power base. So good job with that. Good job. Dragon size.
All your races seem to be few and far between at this point, too.
Think I don't know that.
Perhaps you can still put your plan to work through solidarity, not force.
Oh,
You have allies, I point to Azeroth. Isn't that right?
Plus, the humans that betrayed you turned out to be traitors themselves.
They're just shades now, empty vessels wandering in temples looking for purpose. We've found those traitors.
Well, I guess it sees fit that I was somewhat avenged.
Here's a question, Nathalie.
Nithrali.
Nathrali.
Yes.
So, we know of 2 remaining gods. Who is the third one? And where's he?
That's a much more complicated situation.
Death, I just say, as he says that.
There is nothing Uber fears more than his father.
What, his father is the remaining one?
He kind of ate his mother.
I just had a
His father, attempting to avenge his long dead love, was sealed away. No clue where. Which leaves the goddess of love, and you've already met Sigil.
So
Are
my
you saying
question,
Uber is the goddess of love?
No.
your companion up above, does he have any knowledge if let to his devices?
Possibly. Possibly not. There have long existed rumors of a civilization that existed long before the war between the gods and the humans. Long, long ago in a far off distant land across the seas. Supposedly a library still stands where that nation once was. In there would be the information you'd seek.
So, the other side of the world. That shouldn't be hard to get to.
So my question
Getting there is
stands.
not the problem. It's getting back alive.
Once he's seen us, no doubt, yes?
Oh, he knows you're here.
I've died once. How hard could it be?
So my question extends to an invitation of assisting us because our goals are similar. But I ask, will you join out of salvation for this world rather than forcing it into your mold, much like he wants?
That's actually the outcome I really wanted. He relents and sits down on his rear haunches, smoke no longer bellowing from his nose. I then propose to you a possibility. If your cause is as strong as you say, then when you approach my associate in the throne room of this palace,
That's
and he
right?
does recall you, and you were successful with your endeavors here, then I will relent and possibly even join your cause.
I
respectfully bow.
But it won't be so easy. Without my control, he's feral.
Feral.
Lost most of his faculties several centuries ago.
So he's a shell of what we saw.
Possibly his memories of you remain inside. Because
Because
from what he described earlier, he possibly even branded it upon his soul.
it's going to be difficult to.
If you were to find his soul,
Where's his phylactery then?
you already know where it is.
I take out the book. Or I guess the image of the book, since it's sort of the image world.
And in this case, in this particular situation, I release you.
Do we just... Does that...
The world begins to
Dematerialize.
dehaze around you.
And we're back to where we were before.
Are we in the dragon's chamber still?
You're still in the chamber inside your own mind, but you can feel the other chambers collapsing. Your memory is returning to you from long ago. Azeloth stands in the middle of the room and gazes at the dragon. You sure there's nothing you can do for me? I'm afraid not, old friend.
I don't think he can create a body for you out of nowhere.
However, there might be other options you haven't explored yet.
Is he addressing us or just him?
The room in general. I'm sorry, old friend, but I'm afraid your old form is gone. Azeloth looks around with a sad look in his eyes, and then everything fades to black, and you wake up in the hallway. Nithrali, half asleep in his chamber, reaches a claw to a locked door on the other side, and pulls the chain off the hook. Snickers remains unconscious on the floor of the dragon's chamber.
He faces
Succumbs to his wounds, as you would assume. Not dead, stabilized.
All right.
Gonna have to get him out of here.
I rush over to him and use my medical
Points
kit.
to the door and just goes, library, archive, phylactery. Let me sleep.
All right. I take Snickers upon myself and while using some healing magic
We
upon me.
don't need to destroy the factory yet.
No.
I was in his
If we're going to get a Lich to join us.
as myself, like fully formed. What happens to me now?
Perhaps it might be what we need to jog his memory.
Son,
You find yourself seated on a cold stone floor, in the right in front of Nithrali's deformed figure. Your ally lies unconscious on the floor.
Oh no, I grabbed him, Evan's character.
And hold on a second.
I'm asking about
One
myself.
sec.
Oh.
Hey Faith, how you doing, sweetie? I'm in the middle of D&D. What's going on?
Yeah, I'll just pause this.
Yeah, she's got an illness. Okay. In the corner of Nithrali's chamber, you see a cage.
How big?
Like a zoo cage.
Mm-hmm.
Am I in it?
No. You're actually on the floor in the middle of the chamber.
You're
Okay.
next to Evan.
So I'm next to him too, because like
Whoa.
I said, I grabbed the body
Where-
and
Where's the time gone?
too long.
You then hear coming from down the hall. You see Fear, breathless, standing in the chamber door. Where did you go?
Our bodies never moved.
Yes, they did. I feared you all dead.
I point to the dragon. He took us to another place.
He took us into
We have an arrangement.
Nashir's mind.
Oh, would you care to share this arrangement?
And I proceed to explain how.
As I join in, basically saying that the Lich
Yeah, you take most of it because it
yeah,
was in
so
your mind.
we bicker back and forth, or just say back and forth, detailing the situation to her character.
Ah, so you saw Azeloth's real form.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, how I long for those days being retainers to the gods. That is long since past.
Perhaps they can happen again in due time.
Possibly. However, shall we proceed through the door?
Sure.
Together.
No, we don't need to destroy the factory just yet if the Lich is going to
No.
join our cause.
Perhaps we can peer into his soul and see if there's something worth saving.
That is our task.
Yeah.
That's what I just said, basically.
Uh,
That wouldn't really be his soul.
All right, onward.
What do you do about this cage you see?
What's in the cage?
It's rather dark. I would require a perception.
Nope, I've got light.
Okay, you got light.
My
All right.
my eyes are glowing.
You see a quivering mass curled up in the corner of the cage.
And I can cast light at will because of my feet.
You don't need it.
It's
Give him a light bulb.
It's of a humanoid shape curled up in the corner.
Who are you? Do you understand us?
No. I on the cage.
It shakes. And a weak female voice responds, "What do you want? Go away. Leave me alone."
Well, who is it?
You'll
How
get me
long
to
have you
say
been there,
something?
et cetera, et cetera.
I'm not much of a talker. I have some good one-liners every now and then, but
Alright, that's fair.
Right.
Alright. Perhaps we can help you with your problems.
Well, you could get me out of this cage for one.
Alright. Can
Who
I
are
see
you
like
and
a
why
lock?
are you in the cage?
Alright, as he asked
Long
that first.
story.
like
Perhaps we should trust each other here. If you could be so kind.
Does Azeloth know this person?
No. He's human. No, wait, no. Elf. You can sense him pointing.
Alright, as I asked
Pointy ears.
if we're willing to trust each other, if you'd be so kind as to respond.
tell us a little about yourself.
I'm surprised the dragon's been feeding
I was
you.
captured several weeks ago and brought here and imprisoned from my homeland. Got here rather fast, considering how far across the globe I am.
You
from my
weren't
homeland.
turned into one of his, flame-eyed creatures, no mind of their own.
No. As a matter of fact, it feels as if this creature was protecting me. In some capacity.
I'm going to insight that, because that seems a little weird.
Yeah.
Sounds fishy.
18.
You glance
I
upon
net one.
you glance upon this elf, and quickly spot something sparkling on her forehead.
With an insight? Just to discern lies?
Oh, discern lies. She's not lying,
Alright.
What's
but
on
there
her
is something
forehead?
sparkling on her forehead.
Can I see it visibly?
It's a small jewel banded by a crest of gold.
Circlet.
Yes.
Alright, and it's like, that circlet. Does it have any sort of power to it?
By power, you mean dominion over several 100,000 people? Then yes.
I can understand why it'd be protected. Now my question is this cage protected? Have any power of sorts?
Can we
Cage.
just a standard cage?
I think the fact that it's in the room with
you
a
know what?
giant
I
dragon.
think it's a regular cage. I just tap my hand on it.
Then what sort of protection would you have inside of it and compared to outside?
Well,
I couldn't leave.
she is protected by a dragon.
As far as I know, there's no way out of here besides that locked door. Oh,
The-
door with the locked door on the other side of the chamber that's no longer locked.
Well, that's like to a library.
You unlocked it. Or is it you?
It was a dragon.
Oh, he unlocked it. Alright, I said, well,
Hold on.
he has unlocked it, so he trusts us enough to protect you, perhaps.
Or maybe he just forgot about me.
Then I guess you're in our hands.
Great. I guess you look capable enough.
I frown as she says that.
You haven't even told us who you are.
Promise not to laugh at my name.
I promise.
I am Tierra, crown princess of the kingdom of Fortuna.
Now, my question. Do you have
we
any
heard of
talents?
this place?
It says
Now, roll insight to remember if
History
you don't
check, you
already.
mean, then.
I mean, I guess either works in this case. Hey, crit!
Another
26.
history crit.
Fortuna was the allied nation that you were originally supposed to depart for after leaving the naval ports.
Oh.
Did that
It was
not
the
happen?
Navy's original destination.
What
But
happened?
obviously, it never reached there.
Alright, my question. Do you know about piracy? Because our fleet was attacked on their way to there.
Our fleets have been scared shitless. They haven't left port in weeks.
And ours tried to make it there, but we were savaged along the way.
By mines.
That explains why you wouldn't have arrived.
I'm convinced with letting her
Alright.
go.
So my question, do you have any talents in case perhaps you can aid us too,
Actually,
as we aid you?
I can lead. I can
Actually,
inspire. I can do a little jig if you want me to.
oh, Bard, fantastic.
You say that.
Bravely bold Sir Emran rode forth from Polaria. He was not afraid to die. Oh, brave Sir Emran. He was not at all afraid to be killed in nasty ways. Brave, 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 brave.
Does she
Sir
do
Emran.
this? Does she do this
Yes,
out of
she
sarcasm?
Does,
Let me. If I roll higher than a 10, she does. Nat 20.
I just clap and say, I appreciate the sense of sarcasm, but I ask in truth, do you have any talents similar to we have our own strange talents of sorts?
She reaches out and just touches you on the lips. And then returns her attention to the dwarf and the elf.
She doesn't appreciate my stoicism.
Are you going to let me out of here or not?
I open up the door.
Thank you very much.
does the dragon react in any way?
Nope. Apparently he planned on you doing this. He's very tired.
He's watching us, I suppose.
Do you know how much energy it takes to maintain dominion over an entire army through telepathic connections?
Is that the dragon saying that?
No. But just think about it.
It would take
without some sort of magical augmentation, I imagine that'd be very hard.
Okay.
So I guess you shall join us then.
Indeed. Fear just looks at this girl.
Does she react to fear at all?
You're a strange one, aren't you? Fear just sort
She's-
of stoically nods.
I just say, she's not of this world exactly.
Obvious?
There's a lot of things that have
Obvious statement is obvious. Also, when you attempt to speak, no words come out of your mouth.
Like right now?
Yep. She cast mute on you.
She doesn't like you, apparently.
happened.
When she touched my mouth,
she's
that was
like,
new.
Nope.
I realize this. I just sort of look at her in frustration.
It'll wear off eventually.
Message. You waste your magical talents in this matter. For shame.
It's the only talent I have.
The annoying thing about messages, you have to whisper for it to work.
Oh. So I guess it severs.
So
She gives you like a
lot
smug
of-
smile.
Well, I'm still whispering,
talk-
just I'm
Emran's
not
talking.
saying anything.
a lot of things have changed since our departure for Fortuna.
Since you've been on quite the adventure.
Not
Yeah,
the best
we'll explain it as it comes up. Right? Yeah.
Yes.
I point toward you and signal to where the gun was put before.
You
We
mean
know the
go
rifle.
to the
You
library.
mean you mean where we? You mean the
in
library?
case. No, the gun in the case from before. Oh, wait, you weren't there for
No,
that.
he wasn't there for that. So no, he
You
doesn't know
were,
about
but
it. Yeah.
long story short, the rifle from the general guy was put in the case to unlock a key.
To unlock this room.
Yeah.
All right. Should we go get it or?
Let's go to the library.
I just nod and take out sort of a dummy rifle because I bought another one.
We already tried to free it from the case.
Okay, now I'm not.
It's not as important. Let's go to the
Yeah,
library.
let's just keep going.
Case you say? She sort of mentions at the top of her lungs.
Can you do something about it?
Needs strong fire magic apparently to open or to break.
Does my
There's
silence
no
wear
locking
off?
mechanism that requires magic that can't be fixed with a deft enough touch.
Does my silence wear off?
Then
Yes.
how did you not manage to escape the cage?
I've got scorching ray. I
Here's the thing. They kind of took my sets away.
can just.
Your what?
Thieves' tools.
The knife, several picks, master key.
Well,
Now hold on. The
We don't
storage
currently
room.
have
Is it
any
in
on
there,
this.
perhaps?
we'll pick all these things up before we leave.
Perhaps it's in the storage room where I'm my item looking for is.
Possibly.
Then let us go. It's a short walk.
Yeah, let's go.
Let's go to the library first before we lock this room again.
It's up to you guys. Where do you choose to go?
The library. He makes sense when he says that.
Yeah, I know.
We have some time.
The library first.
Well, that's 9:25.
Yeah, I gotta go soon.
Okay. As you
Now would be a good time to end, actually.
Oh, we have some stuff.
you coming back next week?
I should be.
Oh,
Okay.
I want to do the library stuff.
Well, how big is the library?
No, seriously, this is like a good point to stop.
Cliffhanger, you mean?
Yeah.
As you enter the library, several small reptilian creatures skitter across the archive walls, picking up, placing books, blowing on them, getting rid of dust. Little metal things float around, picking up books and putting them in the right spaces, as if this has been put into some sort of disarray in recent times.
I'm going to study the reptilian creatures from a quick glance. Have I seen such creatures before?
No.
Oh.
No.
Or if there's anything that I've seen in books or stories.
No.
Auto failure. Another question: the psychic spirit world damage, does that heal when we're basically at full?
So
So I guess I'm at 1 still.
I'll give you half.
Oh, all right.
You're talking about actual health or the spirit points?
Half of whatever.
We should short rest, actually,
You're at full.
because reasons.
Short resting would be very hard to do in this dungeon.
Not
I mean,
even in the storage room.
I mean, there's nothing here to attack us.
Or in the room we were just in, because the dragon doesn't seem to
Yeah.
want to do us harm at this time.
Let us see. Tiara reaches into a bag that she was locked up with. Supposedly, she hid it before they had a chance to take whatever was in it away, and pulls out several vials of red liquids. Who wants a shot? And
Of
she
what?
smiles. You'll see.
Done.
How much do you drink?
A mouthful.
Okay.
I'm just gonna sort of look first.
I'll take a serving's worth.
Heal whatever damage you took. It doesn't recover spell slots, but it does recover
Does
damage.
he look healthier from what I see after drinking?
What?
Does
Yes.
he look okay? I sheepishly reach out and take it.
Are you saying it heals the spirit damage or the physical damage?
Yes.
All right, I undo
Yes to
it
both or
and
what?
Yes to both.
I drink a significant swig.
Okay. Heal your hit points. It does not recover spell slots or abilities.
All right, so what I lost in the spirit world, I lost. Still okay.
Yeah.
So I have spent 1 slot.
Anything that would have caused mental damage on you, mental exhaustion on you, will still remain. For example, spells used,
Yep.
abilities used.
Yeah.
Actual exhaustion.
Like these are like, as players, we would know these are health potions.
Yeah. Strong ones.
Well, I saw you drinking. You looked healthier. Ergo, I can reason in
I was
character.
at full health to begin with, so
Oh. Well, you look more radiant, I guess, and it's like, you feel invigorated.
like there's like a sun effect.
Yeah.
I feel better now.
I'm just
All
radiant
right.
today.
So what are we looking for? She just mentions in passing.
I take out the book.
Show.
The binding for this
Supposedly it's a
ancient
flecker.
tome belonging to a scholar who rests up above.
And now,
Blue
which is
leather,
us harm.
huh?
We don't wish to
Blue.
destroy the phylactery just yet, because he might join our side now.
Phylactery.
Well, not just that. We wish to use this perhaps to redeem his very sorry soul.
Let's see. Blue leather shouldn't be that hard to find in a place like this. You're going to see mainly brown and some greens in here. Blue's like kind of a specialty color, mainly used in Thristeria and Fortuna, not in
They'll
Valeria.
stand out.
You might want to
Well,
check reference materials.
However-
I take out the book. It was indeed a gift from our land, addressed to here.
It's not the book itself we're looking for, it's just the binding, so that could be anywhere. It's not going to be on the shelf.
It could be tucked in somewhere.
could be in a case.
Begin your searches.
Can I get one of those robot, whatever they are, to...
They're Modrons, but yeah.
Yeah.
Modrons. How do you get a Modron here?
Can we get its attention and see if it...
They're old ones. They're corroded.
I thought you said reptilian.
There are reptilian creatures in here, too.
But they're also, like, other... whatever they are.
They're little Modrons.
Yeah. Can
So,
I see if I can...
Mechanical men and reptilian things.
Yep.
Can I see if I can draw its attention and have it pick up the book?
Careful.
So it can bring us to where the binding
Alright.
is?
Probably be in like a chest or a case somewhere. Arcana check. Sources of a phylactery. 12.
I'm going to perceive just some
You
sort of...
sense the Modrons and you sense the reptile things.
I'm going to try to just look around, just see if I can see any sort of... Like, if there's organization in the library that imply... Okay, 21 perceptional for anything that would imply, like, some sort of... that the book would belong to, like, any sort of royalty or, like, anything of that, just a red herring.
You see things
relating to
a
the book.
glass-fronted bookcase in the back of the room. Down at the bottom of a landing, in an almost circular platform. Why am I not drawing this?
Yeah, no kidding. So we're in the dungeon, and
Yep.
we've gone upward.
Yep.
I don't have to be here for much more, do I?
Just a little bit more.
I should be going soon.
You will be.
You'll be fine.
So you
You
pass
keep
through.
saying that, but I don't believe you.
I don't believe you.
Passed through the dragon's chamber, which was here. The cage, which was here. Down this way. And through the door.
Okay.
Which led to the library, which looks like this.
Tiara, who was feeding you during the weeks you were here?
A dragon would occasionally drop some kind of meat. I didn't question where it was from. The case you're looking for is here. It's glass-fronted. There's a large pedestal here, presumably for reading and studying.
Alright, I just sort of move back, just sort of gather everyone toward the case.
Lo and behold, in the case, behind the glass, there in almost the dead middle of it, begging for you to find it, is a single blue book spine in the middle of the case.
Here's a bit of a conundrum. See, those things are in the library. They might not take so kindly to it. Perhaps if we can ask for some aid?
Like, how do you mean?
See if we can convince them that we need this?
The locals?
I point to the mechanical men and the reptilian things. If you have any ideas?
Maybe if there's some sort of librarian, I say in quotes, in
Alright.
this room.
Well, maybe we can ask them that first.
I don't suppose on the off chance any of you speak Draconic.
No.
Can you cast tongues?
I can cast comprehend language.
You gonna do that?
Would
flag
that
one of
help
them
me
down?
with...
I can't tell
Talking?
you.
Well,
I don't remember if comprehend language was like...
you can
communicative.
first try to flag down one of the creatures and ask them something if they respond.
Flag down one of the creatures.
See if you get its attention.
Speaking in common. Does it get
What do you
attention
say
or-
to it?
The mechanical men don't respond, but the reptilian creatures just sort of go like and look at you.
Alright, you have its attention.
One of which skitters across to you and rests at your ankles and looks up at you.
Is it that tall?
It's about up to your knees in height.
Okay, there's a
It's about
giant.
the size of a small cat.
That's like pet level.
Yeah.
Alright, there's
To
a
me.
there's a somewhat big lizard looking at you.
Can we borrow this?
In common, I guess you say to it.
Yes.
You should.
It understands you.
You're still muted, I assume.
No.
No. It looks at you.
Huh. So it's alright if we just open this case.
I'm already on it.
All right.
You're already opening the
You
case?
carefully open the case.
You slide the glass panel aside.
Not like as careful as one would be with a glass case.
Okay.
You slide the panel aside and reach in towards the blue book, and seems it's just as when your finger touches it, you begin to hear a heavy breath behind you in the archive.
I look over my shoulder.
You look over your shoulder. Your allies' eyes already still wide as dinner plates, faces white as the snow newly fallen upon the Balerian soil up above.
So I'm
And
seeing
looking
stuff.
looking all of you in the face is your objective.
Well,
It stands in front of you. Behind it, a massive metal bowl, and in its eyes, it ignited pale green flame. And that's where we're going to end for this evening.
Well.
dun dun dun.
Bye, guys.